ॲक्सलरेशनचं एक्सप्रेशन पाहणार आहोत. आपल्या सर्वांना माहिती आहे की युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन मध्ये फक्त सेंट्रिपिटल ॲक्सलरेशन प्रोड्यूस होते. मागच्या लेक्चर मध्ये आपण पाहिलेलं आहे की इन UCM टोटल लिनियर ॲक्सलरेशन इज इक्वल टू द centripetal acceleration, which is also called as a radial acceleration, because in a UCM angular acceleration is 0, so the tangential acceleration is also the 0, and then we can say that the total linear acceleration is equal to the radial acceleration or the centripetal acceleration. आणि लक्षात ठेवायचे की UCM मध्ये फक्त आपण एकच ॲक्सलरेशन म्हणजे सेंट्रिपिटल ॲक्सलरेशनचा स्टडी करतो आहोत. दॅट सेंट्रिपिटल ॲक्सलरेशन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सर्क्युलर मोशन. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ एखाद्या बॉडीला जर सर्क्युलर मोशन मध्ये सेट करायचं असेल तर त्यासाठी हे ॲक्सलरेशन रिस्पॉन्सिबल आहे. म्हणून सर्वांनी लक्षात ठेवायचं की सेंट्रिपिटल ॲक्सलरेशन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सर्क्युलर motion. Now here we have to consider a particle whose mass is small m and which is moving along the circumference of circle in anti-clockwise direction. Now here we have to take the Cartesian coordinate system, that is x-axis and the y-axis. Now here A is the initial position of the particle which is along the positive x-axis. After the time t, the particle reaches at point P or at position P. Means this is the instantaneous position of the particle at time t. So the point P is in xy plane, so it has a coordinates x and y. Now here we have to draw the radius vector. A vector drawn from the center of the circle towards the position of the particle at the instant. So this is the vector OP is the position vector or the radius vector. Now that radius vector makes an angle theta with the x-axis. Means that angle theta gives the angular displacement. Now here at this instant we have to draw the tangent. That tangent gives the tangential velocity of the particle at this instant. Now from the position or from the point P, here we have to draw the normal. Means here that intercept gives the x component of this position vector, and this intercept on the y-axis gives the y component of the position vector r. Now here we have to use the concept of resolution of vector in the plane. Now x and y are the two components of the position vector A. It is also called as the radius vector A. And so from figure here we can write position vector, vector r is equal to unit vector I cap x plus unit vector j cap y, where I and j are the unit vector which is along the x-axis and the y-axis. Unit vector I indicates the positive direction of x-axis and the unit vector j indicates the positive direction of the y-axis. These are the unit vector. Again, from this figure, here cos theta, adjacent side, cos theta is equal to adjacent side, that is the x, and divided by opposite is r. So cos theta is equal to x divided by r. Similarly, here we have to take the sine ratio. Sine theta is equal to y divided by r. Opposite side divided by your hypotenuse. And so here we have to get cos theta is equal to x upon r and sin theta is equal to y upon r. After simplifying, here we get the value of x. X is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. And now here we have to replace x and y in this equation, and then we get here x is equal to vector r is equal to, or the position vector r is equal to I cap r cos theta plus j cap r sin theta. Now we know the definition of angular velocity. Here particle performs the circular motion, uniform circular motion with a constant angular velocity, and so omega, that's angular velocity, is defined as rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. Means in simple language, omega is equal to theta divided by t, and so after simplifying, here theta is equal to omega t. Means this theta is equal to omega t. And so our equation becomes position vector r is equal to I cap r cos omega t plus j cap r sin omega t. Now here we have to give the equation number 1. Now here we have to write vector v is equal to ddt of vector r. Now the linear velocity of the particle is defined as the rate of change of position vector. Vector r is the position vector, and ddt of vector r means the rate of change of position vector of the particle gives the linear velocity of the particle. And so we have to differentiate the equation 1 with respect to time. So vector v is equal to ddt of, here we have to write the equation 1. Now here you will know that the derivative of cos omega t is a minus sine, and the derivative of sine is a cos. By using this derivative, means after evaluating the derivative, here we get vector v is equal to minus I cap r omega sin omega t plus j cap r omega cos omega t. So now here note that the derivative of cos omega t is a minus sin omega t. By using the chain rule, derivative of omega t is a omega. Same like that here. Now the rate of change of linear velocity gives the linear acceleration. This is the resultant acceleration in a UCM. So this equation we have to again differentiate with respect to time. So ddt of, here we have to write this equation, we have to differentiate this equation. Then derivative of sine is a cos, and derivative of cos is a minus sine. Again we have to use the chain rule. Derivative of omega t is a omega. So here we have to write omega square. Now here we are taking common minus omega square in bracket I cap r cos omega t plus j cap r sin omega t. Now here by using this equation 1, we can write here position vector, not position vector, the acceleration vector is equal to minus omega square vector r. And now this is the relation between the linear acceleration and the radius vector. Now here negative sign shows that the direction of the linear acceleration is opposite to the position vector. Now linear acceleration is a vector quantity and radius vector is also the vector. Now this negative sign shows that direction of these two are exactly opposite. Now we know that the radius vector is always directed away from the center of circle. Means the direction of this linear acceleration is along the radius and towards the center of circle. And so that acceleration is called as the centripetal acceleration or the radial action. Now the direction of this linear acceleration is along the radius and toward the center, so which is called as the radial acceleration, or this acceleration is responsible for the circular motion, so it is called as the centripetal acceleration, or we can say that here which is directed toward the center, so that centripetal is called as the central seeking acceleration. Now so we have to write in a vector form the radial acceleration. The radial acceleration or the centripetal acceleration is equal to, here we have to put a negative sign, omega square vector r, or minus v square upon vector r into r cap, unit vector r cap. The r cap is a unit vector along the position vector r. So now in this way the expression for the centripetal acceleration we have to write in the forms of angular velocity and in the forms of linear velocity. Now in a magnitude form, the tangential, the radial acceleration or the centripetal acceleration is simply written as a omega square r or is equal to v square divided by r, आणि आपण मागच्या सुद्धा एक्सप्रेशन मध्ये पाहिलेला आहे ओमेगा into v, it gives the centripetal acceleration. तर here we have to note that centripetal acceleration is responsible for the circular motion. Now the force which provides or which produce the centripetal acceleration of the particle in circular motion, which is called as a centripetal force. So now here we are to discuss about the dynamics of circular motion. Now centripetal force and centrifugal force are the dynamics of the circular motion. Means these are responsible for the circular motion. So here, what is centripetal force? The force act on a particle. The force act on a particle performing uniform circular motion along the radius and towards the center of circle is called as the centripetal force. Now we know that force is the product of mass and acceleration. Means centripetal force is the product of mass and centripetal acceleration. Now we know that the centripetal acceleration is equal to v square upon r or omega square r, and then we get here f is equal to mv square upon r is equal to m r omega square. Means this centripetal force in terms of the linear velocity and in terms of the angular velocity. Actually it is a speed, linear speed and angular speed. Now in a vector form, vector f is equal to, here we have to write or put the negative sign, mv square upon vector r and into r cap, or is equal to minus m omega square position vector r. So now here the negative sign were to be put that the direction of the centripetal force and the direction of the position vector are exactly opposite, and so we have to put the negative sign. Now this centripetal force occurs in both inertial and non-inertial frame of reference. तर inertial आणि non-inertial frame या दोन्ही फ्रेम मध्ये हा centripetal force occur होतो, and this centripetal force is necessary for the circular motion. Centripetal force is necessary for the circular motion. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ एखाद्या पार्टिकलला जर आपल्याला सर्क्युलर मोशन मध्ये सेट करायचं असेल तर that force is necessary. So it is the dynamic of circular motion. तर बघा आता आपल्याला वेगवेगळे एक्झाम्पल सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्सचे देता येतील. तर पहिले एक्झाम्पल आपण बघूया. द अर्थ इज रिव्हॉल्विंग अराउंड द सन. In between the earth and a sun there is a gravitational force, and that gravitational force provides the necessary centripetal force for to revolve the earth around the sun. Also we have to do the second example. दुसरे example बघूया आपण. In the atom, the negatively charged particle, that is electron, is revolving around the positively charged nucleus. So in between the positively charged nucleus and the electron there is a electrostatic force, and that electrostatic force is responsible for the circular motion of the electron around the nucleus. Means it provides the electrostatic force. In the atom the electrostatic force provides the necessary centripetal force for the circular motion of the electron around the nucleus. आणखी एखादं एक्झाम्पल आपण घेऊ. When a vehicle is moving along the horizontal curve rod. Then the necessary centripetal force provided by the force of friction which is occur in between the tire and the road surface. म्हणजेच टायर आणि रोड सरफेस मध्ये जो फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन प्रोड्यूस होतो that provides the necessary centripetal force along the horizontal curve road. तर असे आपण भरपूर एक्झाम्पल इथं सांगू शकतो. आता नेक्स्ट डायनॅमिक ऑफ सर्क्युलर मोशन म्हणजे तो आहे सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स. त्याला आपण शॉर्टकट मध्ये CFF असं लिहायचं. व्हॉट इज सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स? द फोर्स ऍक्ट ऑन अ पार्टिकल. Force act on a particle performing uniform circular motion is along the radius and away from the center of circle. Means toward the position of the particle is called as a centrifugal force. Now this centrifugal force experienced by the body only in the non-inertial frame of reference. Means here we can say that the centrifugal force experienced by body in a non-inertial frame of reference. म्हणजे जेव्हा when the frame is moving with a uniform speed or it is at rest, then the centrifugal force is not experienced by the body. But when that frame gets converted into the non-inertial frame of reference, means the frame is moving. For example, vehicle. When the vehicle is moving along the horizontal curve road with acceleration, then the centrifugal forces act on the body. Now, the centrifugal force has the same magnitude which is equal to the centripetal force. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स आणि सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स या दोघांचं मॅग्निट्यूड हे सारखं आहे. फक्त फरक जो आहे तो आहे डायरेक्शनचा. म्हणजे सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स आणि सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स एकामेकाच्या अपोजिट मध्ये आहेत. अँड सो द magnitude of the centrifugal force F is equal to mv square upon r is equal to m r omega square. In the vector form, vector F is equal to mv square upon position vector r into r cap is equal to m omega square r. आपण याला पोझिशन वेक्टर आर करूया. बघा दोन्ही ठिकाणी सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स आणि सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स नेमका फरक काय आहे. इथं आपण निगेटिव्ह साइन ठेवली कारण हा जो फोर्स आहे हा टुवर्ड द सेंटर आहे आणि हे रेडियस वेक्टर जे आहे विच इज अवे फ्रॉम द सेंटर. म्हणून हे दोघं एकामेकाच्या अपोजिट मध्ये आहे त्यासाठी निगेटिव्ह साइन ठेवलं. इथं हे दोघंही जी डायरेक्शन ती सेम आहे. म्हणजे जिकडे रेडियस वेक्टर ऑलवेज डायरेक्टेड अवे फ्रॉम द सेंटर आणि ती डायरेक्शन या फोर्सची आहे आणि म्हणून इथं आपण पॉझिटिव्ह साइन ठेवलेली आहे. आता इथे एक महत्त्वाचा पॉइंट लक्षात ठेवायचा की दी सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ फ्रिक्टिव्हियस फोर्स और विच इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ शुडो फोर्स. तर हा जो फोर्स आहे हा जो सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स आहे याला आपण फ्रिक्टिव्हियस फोर्स सुद्धा म्हणतो किंवा त्याला शुडो फोर्स असं सुद्धा म्हटल्या जाते. तर इथं आपण एक्झाम्पल देऊया. पुन्हा तेच एक्झाम्पल. व्हेन अ व्हेकल इज मूव्हिंग along the horizontal curve road, then it gets accelerated when you get converted into the non-inertial frame of reference. Then what happens? When vehicle is moving, suppose in a right direction, when it takes the turn, sharp turns towards the right direction, then the passenger in that vehicle will be pushed in the left direction. Means the passenger in that body, the passengers in that vehicle experiences the centrifugal force because that passenger is in the non-inertial frame of reference. एखादं दुसरं आपण एक्झाम्पल देऊया. तर in the cream separator, the massive particle can separate from the mill by using the mill separator machine or the centrifugal machine. Another example is the washing machine. in the washing machine, centrifugal force is developed and its direction is away from the center. Means all the dust will be taken out from the cloth and which is moving towards the drum or away from the center. Next one, in the laboratory we have to also use the centrifuging machine. Again, we know that the shape of the earth is a oblate ellipsoid due to the centrifugal force. Means this is the bulging of the earth. म्हणजेच अर्थ जी आहे ती इक्वेटर वरती थोडीशी फुगीर आहे आणि पोल वरती थोडीशी चापट आहे, म्हणजे याला बल्गिंग ऑफ अर्थ असं आपण म्हणतो. आणि ते हे सेंट्रीफ्युगल फोर्स मुळे आहे, लक्षात घ्यायचं. आता बघा, जेव्हा एखादी सिस्टीम मोशन मध्ये आहे म्हणजे सर्क्युलर मोशन परफॉर्म करते आहे and when which is reaches in a uniform speed, when that body acquires the uniform speed, then the net centrifugal force or the net pseudo force and the resultant of all the real forces acting on that body is always zero. म्हणजे ज्याचा अर्थ जेव्हा एखादी बॉडी युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन परफॉर्म करेल तेव्हा त्या बॉडीवरती ऍक्ट होणारा सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स आणि सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स दे आर इक्वली मॅग्निट्यूड अँड अपोजिट इन डायरेक्शन. म्हणजे the sum of that two is a zero. Okay, but before reaching the body to acquire the uniform speed, the centrifugal force is greater than the centripetal force. Okay, तर असे आपण इथं भरपूर एक्झाम्पल इथं दाखवू शकतो. तर इथं विद्यार्थ्यांनी लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे की सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स अँड सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स आर द डायनॅमिक्स ऑफ द सर्क्युलर मोशन. बघा, आपल्या चॅप्टरचं नाव आहे रोटेशनल डायनॅमिक्स ऑफ रोटेशनल. तर जसं आपण इथे डिस्कस केलं आहे तसंच आपण पुढे या तर इथं सुद्धा डिस्कस करूया. सध्या आपण सर्क्युलर मोशनचा स्टडी करतो आहोत. आपल्याला माहिती आहे की सर्क्युलर मोशन इज नेसेसरी फॉर द रोटेशनल मोशन. जसे आपण डायनॅमिक्स ऑफ सर्क्युलर मोशन इथं स्टडी केलं, सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स अँड सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स दीज आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सर्क्युलर मोशन. सेम लाइक दैट द टॉर्क्यू and the moment of inertia are the dynamics of the rotational motion. तर इथं आपण थांबूया आणि आता याचा पुढचा जो भाग आहे तो आपण पुढच्या आपल्या व्हिडिओ लेक्चर मध्ये बघूया.